What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching The Road to TF5. This is just a web series where we're talking about Transformers 5. This is episode number 23. And in this episode, before we begin, I gotta give a happy belated birthday shout out to Pedro Figueroa. Happy birthday, buddy. I hope you had a good one. And thank you for being part of the Ragin Nation. Also, big shout outs go to Ragin Nation members Michael Stellabot, Juan Ramil Bayala, Eamon Potter, Jaden Parr, Ronnie Villa, Josh Leniston, Patrick Robinson, Shane Angelo, Sansita, Matt Boeller, Rashad Price, Alex LeMay, Ruari Burt, Alexandru Nicolay, and Michael J. Young Chang. Thanks a lot for being part of the Ragin Nation, guys. I really appreciate all your support. Now, in this episode, for the road to TF5, I don't have a big update for you guys. I just don't. And it's mainly because something important is going on right now, and that is the writer's room. This is very, very important, but it's happening behind closed doors. What the writer's room is that Academy awarded screenwriter Akiva Goldsman. He is leading a team of writers, which I announced in the previous episodes, who are putting together the Transformers cinematic universe. And well, that's what they're doing right now. It's a bunch of writers writing. It's a bunch of writers talking and sharing ideas about Transformers and what kind of stories they can tell in the new live-action cinematic universe. Really exciting stuff, but I can't really say a whole lot about it just because it's happening under wraps. Very, very secretive. I mean, it would suck if they just spilled all the details to us. There'd be nothing to be surprised about. But there was one thing that was revealed. Not really revealed. It was kind of like just a photo of the team. In fact, that's what it was, okay? One of the writers, Lindsay Beer, she tweeted on her Twitter account the photo of the team, the writing team with the Bumblebee Age of Extinction statue. Here is your team of writers. It's a very, very big team, and the fact that it's a very big team means that this Transformers cinematic universe is going to be huge. You got this many writers writing stories for the live-action universe. You can imagine how big this cinematic universe is going to be. So this is actually super, super exciting, but we can't really talk a whole lot about it just because it's kept under wraps. Typically, a film would have 1 or 2 writers at most. I mean, there could be more writers, but I mean, yeah, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen had 3 writers, but we know how that turned out. But still, there are a lot of writers, so they're looking to really expand this universe. So that's what's going on. And the other little bit of anything that that was an update for the production was more just speculation on Mark Wahlberg's part. And he said that he really believes that Michael Bay is going to be back to direct Transformers 5. I mean, he could very well be right, but based on everything that we've seen, Michael Bay is signed on for 2 films in his 3-year first look deal with Paramount, and that is 13 Hours and also Time Salvagers. That's being produced by Lorenzo de Bonaventura. So I think that, I mean, you should only be able to direct 2 films in 3 years. So Michael Bay being back to talk with Mark Wahlberg about a project, it's possible that Michael Bay actually is referring to his next film. That would be Time Salvagers. Maybe Michael Bay wants to talk to Mark Wahlberg to be in Time Salvagers as opposed to Transformers 5. But Michael Bay is still part of the Transformers Cinematic Universe production. He will probably be a producer or an executive producer, but the likelihood of him being a director is all speculation right now. And so, who knows what's going on, but I don't believe that Michael Bay is going to be back to direct. That's just something that Mark Wahlberg said. But he's just meeting him. He never said anything about specifics, alright? So there you have it. So, what we're going to talk about in this episode is that I'm going to open it up to a little bit of a Q&A session, mainly because I have been approached with a couple of very good questions that I'd like to answer on camera, okay? The first question actually comes from Matt Hazel, and I'm just going to read this for you. Hi, I'm a big fan of your channel and would like to ask out of Jeff Bridges and Liam Neeson, who would be good for the role of Ultra Magnus in a live-action Transformers movie? Between Jeff Bridges and Liam Neeson, both very, very great actors, I'm going to have to say Jeff Bridges. Liam Neeson, Jedi Master, Taken, very, very calm voice. I just don't see him as Ultra Magnus, mainly because I've seen what he's like when he's calm. I've also seen what he's like when he's aggressive. And neither of those sound like what Ultra Magnus would sound like. Ultra Magnus, I don't need to see him as a... I don't really think the right tone for the character would be a calm Jedi-like voice. And even his aggressive side of... The aggressive side of Liam Neeson's voice just doesn't quite match the character. Now, Jeff Bridges, on the other hand, have you seen him in Tron Legacy? He played Clue. And there was a lot of yelling involved, and I'm not saying that Ultra Magnus yells a lot, but it's a very, very versatile character. We've seen different emotions from the Clue character in Tron Legacy. Now, that's not the only film that I've seen him in, but I think that one of the great things about Jeff Bridges is his range. So I think between the two actors, you know, Liam Neeson has been typecasted in these big action roles. Jeff Bridges, he's been nominated before, and I think that he can really pull off the Ultra Magnus character quite well. So between the two, Jeff Bridges. Who do you think between the two? Let me know in the comment section below. And now I would like to present our next and final question, and that is from Jaron White. First of all, thank you to both Matt and Jaron for these questions. I think they're really great questions. Jaron White said, "Oh my God, I've been wanting to ask this huge question for the longest time. I'm a huge fan of the Ragin Nation." Thank you very much, Jaron. And I've been like watching in the shadows, just looking at everyone's opinion. But to the point, I will have to ask, who do you believe the best voice actor for Grimlock would be in the upcoming TF5 movie? I personally say Vin Diesel myself, but I want to know your opinion. Now, there's no 100% guarantee that Dinobots are even going to be in Transformers 5, but I'd like to believe that they would be back, because Dinobots is something that a lot of the fans wanted to watch in Transformers. As a matter of fact, Dinobots is something the fans have been waiting for since the very first film. And finally, we ended up seeing them, and they didn't really get to have their moments, which is a little bit disappointing. Now, one of the ways you can give them their moments is by having them being voiced by actors. And that way, they can have lines. And by having lines, it makes them actual characters. Dinobots in Age of Extinction were not characters. They were background fodder. That's what they were. And while I was really excited to see them, I still didn't see them as characters. I thought they were very, very nameless background characters. Alright, so to give them personality, which actor would I pick? Well, let us look at the options that I came up with. These are my candidates, okay? Now, Vin Diesel, I think that's a good choice. I can understand why he decided to pick Vin Diesel. I mean, we've seen him play Dominic Toretto, Riddick, and, you know, he can have a monster voice. He can have a monstrous voice. We've seen that kind of thing before, and I can see why anyone would pick Vin Diesel. It's kind of like the go-to voice, a go-to actor because of the voice alone, all right? Now, here are my options, okay? I have three options, three candidates. Ray Winstone, Jarryd Butler, and Akinnuoye Agbaje. And we've seen Ray Winstone in... we've seen his voice, actually, in this animated film, CG animated film called Beowulf. We've also seen him in Indiana Jones and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Jarryd Butler, we've seen him in the 300 films. He's most notable for that. Olympus Has Fallen. And Akinnuoye Agbaje, we've seen him in Lost. We've seen him in G.I. Joe. And he will be in in Suicide Squad as Killer Croc. I picked these guys first of all because they have accents. When they're in Hollywood, they play American roles. So right away, you know that they have a range in their talent. They can do American accents, okay? Which also means that they can do other accents if needed to. They can extend their range beyond their native accents. So that is one of the first things that I thought of. Second, I've heard all their voices before. I've heard all their voices in very aggressive tones. The character of Grimlock has a very aggressive nature to him. And he's also got a very, very goofy nature to him as well. And I think one of the things that makes him goofy is the sound of his voice. And of course, the character's mentality. All right? Let me take a sip of this first. Ragin Runner review! Anyways, Ray Winstone. I like the sound of his deep voice. I like that when you hear his voice, you close your eyes and you just hear his voice. It's got a very kind of like, this is an older character. This is an older character who's tired. This is a character who you know, he's kind of seen a lot. He's seen a lot of war. He's seen a lot of battle, and he's a soldier. He's got a soldier's voice, a tired soldier's voice, and I think that he can really bring Grimlock to life. I mean, it won't be the same Grimlock that we know from G1, of course, because Greg Berger does it so well, and I don't really think that there's a real need to really outdo that version. I think they need to just bring a version of that character by using Ray Winstone. The next option is of course Gerard Butler, and if you've heard him speak in the 300 film, in 300 rather, I feel that this is once again, just like Vin Diesel, a monster voice. This is a voice that we can really see spring into action when it's time to attack, when it's time to do battle. You can really hear him go Dinobots! Attack! You know what I'm saying? So I can really picture that from Gerard Butler. As for akinnuoye-agbaje, also a very, very, I wouldn't say a monster voice, but it's like a calm leader voice. It's a calm leader voice that can sound also slightly evil. I think it's a tone of the character that almost sounds like, I won't say like a wise character, like a wise leader type, but at least sounds like a leader who can really command a team. Okay, and you know, I really don't know how to describe it in specifics, but I feel that these three actors, Ray Winstone, Gerard Butler, Adewale Akinnuoye-Agbaje, they have the talents to pull off a Grimlock like we've never seen before. And it would be very interesting to see them on board to bring these characters to life. And there you have it. So that's all I gotta say in this video. It's kind of just a discussion, not really much of an update, but I just wanted to open up the forum to discussion to answer these questions. First of all, between Liam Neeson and who's the other guy? Liam Neeson and Jeff Bridges. Liam Neeson and Jeff Bridges. Who would you want to voice Ultra Magnus, and who do you want to voice Grimlock in Transformers 5? Vin Diesel? What do you think any of the candidates I've chosen? Ray Winstone, Gerard Butler, and Adewale Akinnuoye-Agbaje. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, if you want to see more videos about Transformers 5 and the Transformers Cinematic Universe, show me some support by hitting that like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation, also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. I'll see you next time. My name's Alex Yu. Peace. Now check this out. We're not done with this writer's room, okay? We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,